Hello. So, this is like an impromptu quick live. As you guys probably know, if you've watched a little bit of my channel, I'm not super good at recording and editing and all of those things. I have a couple of those videos where I'm recording and editing, but it's just not something that I'm really that good at. So, this is a live. But it's mostly just to get a couple things out. I'm not making a live for people to join, but if you want to join and we can chat, but it's not a planned thing. So, there are a couple things that I wanted to talk about briefly. So, first off, Nella and her accusing me of saying that I wanted to find her Planet Fitness. Number one, I wanted to come on and say, obviously, if you were listening to the live, that was definitely a joke. I was replying to a live message that said she's not able to record in the Planet Fitness. And I was kind of joking around because I know that they would. And we know that Jane has reported Alex for less. Jane has reported Alex for walking into a Target, for walking into a Walmart, for, I don't know, having the nerve to need a doctor, for other things like that. And excuse me if uh you hear me drinking something because I'm having my last cup of coffee for the day. So anyway, so that's number one. I was obviously joking, but sometimes it feels like the ladies on that side of everything take things very literally so that they can say that we're crazier than them, something like that. Number two, I watched a video by a creator called An Honest Reaction. And An Honest Reaction has made a couple of really good video. I'm sorry. It's not an honest reaction. It's an honest conversation. And she's made a couple really good videos about Alex's reactors. I do recommend going to watch because there's a lot of eye-opening conversations that she's had on there. And if something starts playing, yep. Okay, so she actually made a video about the recent um things with her husband, not recent things with her husband, but she made a video with her husband about the recent things that happened with the copyright claims. Um, and there were a couple of things where it was said that, you know, she falsely did that. And if she did, she should be sued and lose her channel. Now, I am not super well versed in YouTube. I must say that I came on here, I was planning on making an Alexandra reaction channel, and everybody knows that. I've said it. I don't really like Alex that much, but I noticed that the vibe in her community was way off, wasn't passing the vibe check, we'll say. So I pivoted and I made this channel more about the reactors in the community. And that's what I felt comfortable with. And I think that An Honest Conversation makes a good addition to that because she's very good at editing videos, putting things together, all of these things. So I highly recommend going over there and watching what she made about that. But there's like a really crazy comment section going on in her video where she said that she was wrong. I feel like to the Alexandra reactor community, to the people that don't like Alexandra, The saying that she was wrong, that Alex should not have falsely copyright struck these channels, I feel like everybody that she previously had made these videos on the reaction channels, and I feel like those people feel avenged by her saying that. And she there's like a huge like debate in her comment section about it, but I feel like um with her she's just trying to she seems very like, this is good, this is not good. So she knows still that the reaction channel community is not good, and she still agrees with that. But if you are falsely copyright striking people, which I don't know what actually happened. I have a theory that I put in her comment section. I'm actually going to read her comment section here. I hope you don't mind an honest conversation. I'm not going to watch the video. I'm going to react to your video. I was just going to go through the comments because even Jane is in here and it's kind of crazy. So, all right. So we're going to go through her comment section and we're going to talk a little bit about what we see, what we're thinking. What I'm thinking. I don't talk for anybody else. So what I'm thinking. Okay. So, oh, well. I need to Okay. Sorry, I have to present this. Okay. So, okay, so Jane came and said, "Call us what you will. I'm happy to be called anything but a PDF supporter. We are quote unquote insane, obsessed, etc. about calling out a monster, a liar, a fraud, a dangerous POS. Call us whatever you wish. We won this war and she just needs to go away now. If I ever hear of her abusing anyone off social media, I shall be right there. Don't abuse a child or animal in front of me." Jane, you're very melodramatic here, girl. So then an honest conversation says, "You're the one that said you were going to contact her neighbors. You're the one that called her nail salon. You're the one that contacted Apple Fitness because she uses it. You're unbelievably scary. I have so many questions for you." Same. So it's wild to me. So this is kind of why I'm in this comment section, because it's wild to me that Miss Nella makes a comment about how I'm crazy because I said a joke about her gym, but Jane regularly comments on her things and she supports Jane, and she's called Jane a good person and said nice things about Jane, who has contacted her neighbors, her nail salon, um her neighborhood, her Apple Fitness, Target, Walmart, the hospital she had the baby at, all of these things, the National Guard. Jane has contacted all of these people. And Nella is sitting on her high horse, threatening people for saying, "Which Planet Fitness do you go to?" Acting as if going and unaliving somebody at a Planet Fitness in public is a normal thing to say that you're going to do. Anyway, Bummer Bitch said, "Thanks for your service, I guess, Jane." And oh, Wawa. Where's T-Dub? Wait a minute. it annoys me how on YouTube sometimes you can't see all the comments unless you say newest first. It's irritating. Jane is a literal monster, relentlessly harassing a young mother. I'd like for Jane to know that I've filed a complaint with Interpol about her. Her internet activity is being monitored. Thank you, T-Dub. Okay. See, I don't respect a cucaracha. She's been around for a long time lying. The striking spree was not the move, but it's on brand for her nature. Oh, yes. Isn't it interesting that the second you advocate for Alex in any way or speak against any of the truly horrific and vile things that are said about or done to her, you are labeled a PDF supporter? The way that label has been weaponized and used to attack/punish has been fully condoned by the entire AR reaction channel community. There's something inherently evil about a group of people who agree to be complicit in invalidating, undermining, and trying to silence others by labeling them in such a way. This is so true, T-Dub. Even the staunchest, most unhinged MAGA faithful and Epstein file deniers are not called PDF supporters. Also from T-Dub, who is amazing. I think there's a fundamental lack of understanding about copyright protection and the fair use doctrine where YouTube is concerned. Fair use is not a blanket protection, it's subjective and it has many limitations. Forgive me for the wall of text, but it's necessary, and I will ask that you take a moment to skim through it. So you guys can skim through it. I don't pretend to know Alex's motivation, intentions, or participation in striking the reaction channels affected, but I do know that the current outcry about quote unquote false copyright strikes or quote unquote fraudulent copyright strikes is baloney. Alex's strikes do, in fact, meet the tests of copyright, and the content could easily be outside of fair use protections. That said, I fully believe that Alex would have been much smarter to strike the videos for harassment and bullying, which is not just plentiful, but ubiquitous in most of the reaction channel use of her content. Thank you for your eloquent reply, T-Dub. And then Ashley Dust. Simple Ashley Dust. The truth is not bullying and harassment. These reaction channels exist because of Alex's history of dishonesty, lack of ethics, and support of her father. Sure, there's a lot of snark, but the driving force behind that are those three major issues. I pose a question for Ashley Dust and anybody who believes this way. Do you think that treating another human being this way because of their dishonesty, lack of ethics, and support of their father is excused because of their dishonesty, lack of ethics, and support of her father? Do you think that it makes you a good person for doing that because she has her own flaws? Just a question. So there's a bunch of former fans of Alex on here, quote unquote, former fans, which some of this is debatable. I don't believe that a lot of these people actually liked Alex as much as they're saying. I think that they want someone to blame their problems on. And that's that. Calling her Big Mama Dukers, all of these extra things. Oh, and you know what? Blossom, who is the owner of the channel An Honest Conversation, and I might did I say it wrong again? Is it an honest conversation or is it an honest reaction? I'm so sorry. Gosh. An honest conversation. It's an honest conversation. I'm sorry, Blossom. She said that someone found her and contacted her old place of employment and tried to tell them about her supporting Alex. Now, that is completely, unbelievably out of line and unhinged, in my opinion. And it is really crazy to me that anybody who supports the people that are doing things like that would ever say something about me, saying, "Where do you go to Planet Fitness?" to Nella, when I don't live anywhere near Florida. Just another one of those questions. Okay, so there's two things that I want to, um, two more things that I want to talk to about this, and then we're going to move on to quote unquote the new reaction channel, Shelly. And I think we all know who Shelly is, but we're going to move on to Shelly after this. So, Skrink says, I really don't give a fuck about what happened to these creators. All of her reactors are extremely lazy and their reactions are not transformative. Fuck them. You both know very well that this community is invasive and out of control, which I agree with completely. And Blossom also agrees. Oh, for sure, this community is toxic and I will never stop believing that. Unfortunately, this isn't the way to fight. Alex actually has real claims for taking down their channel. It never goes well when you fight dirty and strike/take away channels due to false claims because now she's not better than them. This is a real issue she could be sued for. I believe their channels should be taken down, but you have to hit them with the right claim. Playing dirty only goes so far. I'm still rooting for her, but I don't support what she did. So I agree. I think that she has the means and the way to get them taken down, but I also think that we don't really know if these were false copyright claims or if they were something that was set up by YouTube or something that triggered from YouTube. La-di-da. We don't know any of this. So here I am. So this is my thought on what happened. I understand what you're saying, but it seems like all these strikes happen as a result of YouTube changing its TOS recently and targeting mostly reaction and commentary channels. I don't know that she would knowingly risk her channel of 13 years to copyright strike 50 plus times for no reason. We all know that Priscilla was and still is ban evading and got taken down for that. I don't agree with false copyright claims either, but choosing Alex choosing to conveniently do this to many channels, even ones that haven't uploaded in literal years, makes less sense to me than YouTube's TOS changing and YouTube itself triggering the copyright claims. That's my thoughts on it. That's what I think happened. So obviously no one has to agree. No one has to think that that's right, but that is exactly what I thought. Side note, does anybody else have sourdough? And so I'm just getting started. And I have a question. This is like so out of whatever. If you hear this and you want to comment an answer to this. I fed my sourdough. So I started with a pre-made starter that I got from someone else. It was 20 grams. So I fed it the first time and I fed it with 20 grams of water and 20 grams of flour. And then I took out 20 grams. So then would I next time feed it again 20 grams and 20 grams? Or would I think I just answered my own question, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind. So I feed it 20 grams and 20 grams. I discard 20 grams. And then the next time I feed it 20 grams and 20 grams because then, okay. All right. I think I answered my own question, but do you always just feed it 20 grams and 20 grams? I guess that's my question. Or can you feed it more if you want it to be more? If anybody actually has an answer for that, please. So then this one, Terms of Service, was written by Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Very curious what you think of all the meanings of bullying and expressing one's opinion. You guys are so soft that you don't even realize what expressing an opinion is. Opinions can be negative or positive. Is there something wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Anybody can have an opinion. Anybody's entitled to their opinion. That doesn't mean that you are immune from the court of public opinion and what they think. And this one kind of goes into free speech. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that because I feel like a lot of these reactors and their community want to get butthurt and say that things about free speech, free country, and all of those things are debatable at this point as well. But just for the sake of whatever, I'll go along with it. So anybody can say anything they'd like. Freedom of speech means that the country that you live in cannot take you to jail for what you said. They cannot convict you. That's freedom of speech. They're not going to convict you for saying that you don't like Alex. And you haven't been. You're still free. You're still out there. So the difference here is that there's a private company called YouTube, which is owned by Google, but YouTube does not want your every opinion and your every word on their website. And maybe that's something to do with Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but I don't know if you ever noticed, but if you're a boomer, that is one of the most butthurt generations that I've ever witnessed. And I would say that 99.9999999% of the time people are complaining. It's the boomer generation complaining about the other generations. Gen Alpha. Hold on. Let me just drop a couple facts here. Gen Alpha. The years for Gen Alpha are 2010 to 2024. So I hate to break it to you, but I don't think 15 or younger kids are writing YouTube's terms of service. Just a thought. But anyway, so freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. It doesn't mean that every private company has to be okay with everything that you say and leave it on their platform. It means that you can say it and the government is not going to come and throw you in jail for saying it. That's what that means. So I just wanted to clear that up for Diva Rose and Angie. I'm going, let's see, Angelica Vasquez. I just want to clear that up. Alex can refer to herself as fat. She and her mother can refer to other women as dirty slits. I don't know what that says. Tell people they are troll horns and to get therapy. But reactors can be striked for saying absolutely nothing worse than her. Yet she shows choking her kid with a propped bottle and careless driving as well as animal neglect. Makes zero sense why her platforms are still here and theirs can be striked by LTBF Media, which has conned people out of their money as well. Makes zero sense. That doesn't, none of that goes together. Just so you know, Angelica. None of that is equal. None of it. So that's another thing. your comment is still there. So, I mean, nobody's telling you to stop saying these things. They're just saying they disagree. Okay. So that's that. And then there's another thing. Okay. There is a thread on Reddit, which I'm going to go to because why not? So, quickly, okay, sorry, I'm just typing out a message to the gals. Okay. So, I am going to go to this one um post that I'm just I don't think this is funny. I just think it's crazy that this is continuing to be discussed. Okay. So, we're going to add it to the stage. Okay. So there's a post that says, "This is heartbreaking." And it's the video, a screenshot of the video of Anderson clapping. "These are the saddest, loneliest pictures. I feel so bad for this little boy." So I just want to say, a baby in their crib on the monitor, I don't understand why this is the saddest, loneliest picture you've ever seen. Just that doesn't make sense to me. So then someone says, "I just realized he's also laying there in a full diaper. It's concerning that he'd be awake in the dark and with a full diaper and not be crying out. That poor, poor baby." So I just want to say that sometimes babies wake up and they just lay there for a couple minutes and chat to themselves and babble and, practice the new things that they know. And just like adults can self regulate, you have to teach a baby how to self regulate. And sometimes, and as long as the baby's not crying, I think it's totally fine. I mean, you don't have to rush up the stairs and burst into their room because they woke up. She's just looking on the monitor. She saw him doing something cute. He was clapping to himself, and she just took a video of it, which I'm dubious on whether she should even be sharing things like this at this point, because I feel like it always gets this weird connotation around it, or people look for things to complain about with it. But I just don't understand what the problem is with it. So, anyway, someone said, "You know what that tells me? This baby has learned experience of crying and crying and being left alone, crying and no one ever shows up to comfort him. This sweet little baby had already learned crying does no good. No one is coming to help." Has anyone ever had a child that likes their crib? My one child actually likes their crib, and I don't leave her to lay there a long time, but occasionally she is in there and she isn't crying. She's reading a book. I let her take a book. I let her take her little figures. And sometimes she just lays there and hangs out. And, I can see her on the monitor. I can see that she's fine. What is the problem with that? That is unbelievable to me, that that is a problem for them. So the poor baby already has full abandonment issues and is going to have severe attachment issues. I can't stand people like Alex who act like neglect is not abuse and is just a part of life. Like neglect is just some little quote unquote mistake that all quote unquote new moms make. So that's another thing. How he we see him for literal minutes per week. Minutes. Sometimes seconds. Minutes per week. If you took um a little snapshot of my kids, you could make any story that you want to make. But that doesn't mean that it's true. That doesn't mean that you're right. They're making up this narrative where he's neglected and he's not cared about and this and this and this. And this creates the toxic community that's there and that's contacting authorities and things like that. So I just want to say, and I'm going to kind of end this on the Nella note because that's what I was going into and why I'm talking about a lot of these things is because, and then we're going to like listen to, what am I doing? Oh gosh, I'm on the wrong thing. Where's my chair? Okay. Then we're going to end on just listening to the quote unquote new reaction channel, Shelly's new video. So okay, why? Okay. Oh my gosh, I was just talking for this whole time and I was on mute. Oh no. Anyway, I was calling Nella bad built and butch bodied. Anyway, bad built butch baddie is right here. Anyway, so these are the people that she has um these are the people that she has giving her information. Don't know how to spell witch correctly. The proper form of witch. She did spell like witch, like bitch with a W correctly, but which PF you go to? More personal. Excuse me? Oh, okay. Yes, they hate us over there. She does realize that we can record at Planet Fitness. Excuse me? Like, what do I give a shit if you can record at Planet Fitness? Alex records at Planet Fitness. She's like hung up on Florida being a stand your ground state. She is hung up. And I just want to say that the way that she's typing the all caps, quote unquote, screaming, whatever she's doing, that's a sign of mental illness and it's very prominent. And you can tell she wants to have a reason to exercise this right. And I mean, it's concerning because even if someone walks into Planet Fitness and she thinks that they're looking at her, that's not grounds for stand your ground. If you think that someone is standing there looking at you, you're going to go to jail for shooting them. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know why she keeps on this, banging this drum about stand your ground. You can't just shoot people in a Planet Fitness. You just can't. Because you think that they're whatever, for whatever reason. But hi, Skink. Yeah, I mean, you just cannot do that. So that's the problem, is that she just clearly is so unhinged that she doesn't understand this. Um, so then she posts this again. I don't know what her problem is. I really I can't figure Nella out. I truly cannot. Okay. So now this is the new one that I haven't read. So I don't know what Fresh Hell is. She's saying that I said I'm going to come and find her at Planet Fitness. I never said that, but okay. So this one says, "Good morning to all my suburbanites, beach bums, city slickers, country folks, and mountain folks. When I come back from my mini staycation, I'm coming back hard. Since Miss Mamas want to be petty and her stands want to pull up on me and my kid at the gym, what in the fuck is she talking about? I'm going to show them exactly what I'm going to do it anyway really means in these YouTube streets. Yes, it's going to be a live stream. Everything will be explained on how our channel will run going forward. Have a great weekend. Stay in the light. Peace." What is I'm going to show them exactly what I'm going to do it anyway really means? Okay. Go for it. I mean, do it anyway. The gym situation is where the line got crossed. Girl. Girl. The line got crossed a long time ago when Jane was on here talking about calling the hospital, calling this one, calling that one, calling Target, calling Walmart. That was the line. And the line is far gone. And the people that crossed the line were supported, laughed at, commented back to, called angels by fucking Nella and Priscilla. And you know what? I'll bet Shelly thinks that they're angels too. Enjoy your time off. We will be here waiting to hear all the tea. I mean, if she's calling me bleach blonde, bad built, butch body, whatever, she's got the wrong person. But you know what? Hey, uh, she could she can have that. She's doing the Lord's work. She really is. Whew. There's like a serious mental disorder going on here because she really believes there's something happening. Stay in the light. Stay in the light? Look at how you're speaking. She's literally talking about shooting people at Planet Fitness, and she's talking to she's not telling. She's telling people to stay in the light. Mm, mm. Okay. So now we're gonna go to Nella needs to get a new pair of shoes and shut her mouth. Like seriously, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on her not even wearing the correct proper shoes for what she's doing, and she's trying to tell other people they're not allowed to go to Planet Fitness. Stop it. And you know what else? Oh, here's Shelly's new channel, or Shelly's channel altogether. Oh, oh boy. All right, I'm going to go back to the beginning and we're going to listen to Shelly's intro. And I wanted to say, so this Mrs. Snowflake person, I feel like he is taking a bunch of other people in Girl World, they're like the reactors. He's taking their personality and putting it so that it's his. He's Mrs. Snowflake. He says Karina Kaboom's intro. He calls the comments Kermit. I mean, what is this man doing? No one can really know who watches them. Maybe that person just doesn't like her. Not because of Alex just being vile. Exactly. She doesn't know who the fuck is at the gym. Is she out there IDing people and wondering like what they're doing? Okay, so there's a new reaction channel called TCB. The owner of this reaction channel, this new new reaction channel, is named Shelly. Sounds a little bit like Michelle. I wonder if her name is Michelle. He's already over 1K. He is messy. Like, he really believes that Alex needs to apologize to him or else he's going hard. Like, sir, check it out. Like, people have already been going hard on Alex for a long time. Like, you are not the one, honey. I don't know. Like, I feel like Amber Lynn and Chantal are oversaturated. So people were looking for people that are going to get them views, someone that's going to get them views, but isn't in an oversaturated. But Alex at this point is oversaturated. But I think that's why Priscilla came on the scene, because she wanted to be like FFG. But Chantal and Amber already have so many established reactors that have a ton of viewers and a ton of followers. So Alex will never get people there. Like Girl World, I really don't even consider Alex a part of Girl World that much, because I feel like Girl World there's a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, they found a grift that is working out for them. This Mrs. Snowflake person, I don't know what his angle is, but he seems like the biggest grifter of them all. So I think they all need to like watch out for what they're doing. I think he's Ariel 2.0, but he's not going anywhere like Ariel did, or he thinks he's not going anywhere. So let's listen to this new reactor, quote unquote, new reactor, Shelly's intro.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to my
Shelley.
channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I
Thank you so much for joining me. Far out.
appreciate it.
It's far
Thank you
out.
for everyone who's already subscribed with no videos. I really, really do appreciate it all.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that so many people subscribe to this new channel, Shelly? This brand new channel that's never existed before. So many people like subscribed. It's really crazy.
Oh, my name's Shelley. I'm from Australia.
Shelly is from Australia. Who else is from Australia? That's crazy.
Now, what we're going to do today, we're going to get into this lovely gentleman here who I came across, and he's known as Mrs. Snowflake. He's done a video. Alexandra Rodriguez is abusing the copyright.
It's so crazy because Shelly, it looks like Shelly has the same desktop that Priscilla did. Remember that online video editor that Priscilla always got called out for having there? That's wild. That's wild that Shelly has the same desktop setup as Priscilla did. You know what else is crazy? She has the same viewing habits as Priscilla. Wild.
Right strike system, because as we know, she has copy striked a lot of people, and people are really getting pissed off about this. I mean, she even copy stroked one of my
Copy stroke.
my fellow Aussies, who people say I sound a lot alike, and her name was
Does she think that YouTube is sitting here listening to this going, well, she said she's not Priscilla. The IP address is the same. The name is the same when set up. But you know what? She says she's not Priscilla, so we believe you.
is Priscilla. So, but then again, all us Aussies sound alike, don't we?
Well, us Aussies sound alike, don't we? No, my dear.
Let's get into this. She's also struck a lot of other people.
She struck my friend Priscilla, a fellow Aussie. Can you believe it? Far out.
Like, but she won't go anywhere near Alan Roberts.
Will TCB, is it just an Aussie thing to call people heifer? Will TCB call people heifer? So I was just coming on to also point out how cringy and how ridiculous it is that Miss Priscilla P of Australia, is coming on to pretend that she is Shelley from Australia with a dog named Elvis. This bitch can't keep it straight. She's called herself Michelle so many times before we knew her name was Michelle that there's not a chance in hell that unless she starts editing her videos, actually listening to them, and she's not going to be able to last with this persona. Not that YouTube will buy it anyway. They talk about... Stop. Like, you know what? This is so stupid. This is unbelievably stupid. Because here's the thing. Even if Alan could beat someone's ass, quote unquote. He's not making any moves that are not for himself. He's not going at Alex for anyone. He's not going to risk losing his channel or going to jail for anybody in this community. And they all act like he's their Lord and Savior. He's not taking her to court for you. He's not doing any of that. He would probably be happy if all of these other creators were gone, because then he'd be the only one reacting to Alex. He doesn't care about you ladies. Like, get a clue. Like, actually, he's actively talking shit about you and people like you. Because a lot of them are overweight women who look a lot like Alex. And he's sitting there calling her ugly, calling her fat, saying she Facebooks herself with food and all of this other shit. And Alan doesn't like you. He doesn't like anybody. I'm surprised Alan likes his family. Like, he seems like a dick. Wait till he sees it. Who cares? Alan is Alan is not the freaking Wizard of Oz. He's not, the great and powerful here. He's just another person on freaking YouTube. They're delusional about the weight that he carries. It's wild. So anyway, yeah, that's what I came on here for. I came on just because there were so many little things that I wanted to talk about. And like I said, I do not like editing. But so Blossom's comment section is a good read. I think that it shows the psyche of a lot of these folks, that they are sort of crazy. Not even sort of. They're very crazy. Like, a lot of them want to complain and talk about feelings and people who are trying to silence critics and all of this. But every last one of them is the angriest person around when someone questions them. I mean, you can't say much more than that. And Not Anymore went off on Blossom, and she'd do it again. Moth Girl. Oh, I love Moth Girl, though. I think agreeing to disagree is a good thing, because maybe you don't like Blossom anymore. Maybe she still likes Blossom. And that's okay. I mean, as long as we can all respectfully talk to each other about this, I think that everything can be copacetic with it. I think that sometimes there are people that can have a very black and white view of things, and then there's other people that can see the gray area, and there's other people that don't, So I believe fully that Moth Girl is a great person. I think that you're a great person. I think that I like to hear what Blossom has to say. I don't know her very well. I know her on her channel, and I did enjoy her videos about the reaction channels, the compilations that she did. I think she's very talented at what she does with the videos, but we're not always going to agree, and that's totally fine. I think that the important part is having a respectful conversation about it, and that's I feel like that's something that's missing with the Alex reaction community. I feel like nothing can be respectful because they can't respect that somebody might not hate Alex to the degree that they do. And if you don't hate Alex to the degree that they do, it's upsetting to them. It's triggering for them. It's something that they want to fix. They want to be able to say, but this, but this, but this. And you're supposed to say, oh my gosh, you're completely right. I hate Alex a lot now. And I think that, yeah, I think that's really something that's missing from that. Like something that, like, I don't like Alex. And I've said that so many different times. And I can totally, understand that somebody might, or she might be somebody's comfort creator, or she might be, annoying to another person in a way that she's not annoying to me. I don't care for her and I don't think her content is great. I got annoyed by her lying, but I don't think anybody deserves the way that they treat her. And I think that the way that they justify the way that they treat her is a cop out. So that's pretty much all I have to say. I think that as long as we can all be respectful of each other, um then I think everything kind of works out well. I think that once once you kind of, like with their community, once they start trying to beat us over the head with why they don't like Alex and why we should hate her, and if you don't hate her then you must be this. I just It drives me crazy and I can't stand behind things like that because I'm not going to hate anybody on someone else's command. Um and I just think it's crazy that anyone expects anyone else to. I feel like as I get older, that's something that I'm shying away from because when I was in school, this maybe is too much, but when I was in school, I feel like I succumbed a lot to that pressure of you don't like this person because they're, you know, weird, or they don't look the way that we want them to, or, however people say it. And I feel like I succumbed a lot to that. And I treated people poorly that I really shouldn't have. And now I feel like I'm on the flip side of the coin where after having kids and realizing that, hey, somebody could also do that to my kids. I've been working on making myself a better person. And I was never like a bully or anything, but I was not I was not as nice as I should have been to people that never did anything wrong to me. I was never, I should have I have a lot of regrets about not being welcoming and not being nice and not being the person that I feel my parents would have wanted me to be. And I think that I'm spending a lot of time now trying to make up for that. So after having kids, I have a big spot in my heart for people that are being bullied. So it's just I think that that's just something that I have going on within me. Um and this is true. It's made it okay. And thinking about your kids getting older and going to school and never being able to escape these other people because there's online and there's Facebook and Instagram. And even if you tell your kids, no, you can't have that, other kids will still have it and other kids can still do things with it. So if anybody ever wonders why I don't like Alex, but I'm not on the train of totally demolishing her character, this is why. This is the exact reason why. Because, yeah, I want to set the example for my children to when they go to school that they should be a friend. They should be someone that kids who feel bullied or, have no friends. I feel like that's the person that they want to go to. So this is a long-winded way of saying people want to call me a PDF supporter. People want to say that I'm supporting a PDF supporter. People want and it that's not it. I don't agree whatsoever obviously with what her dad did, but I cannot persecute her for wanting a relationship with her dad. This too. This too. And it really bothers me that they talk about Anderson. I've seen him called names. I've seen him called a blob. I've seen him called. How can you ever justify? It doesn't matter if this child is your worst enemy's child. I wouldn't wish harm on any baby. I would not say anything nasty about any baby. Who could sit here and think the things that they think about a baby? And also, for anyone that's listening from that camp, stop talking about his diaper. Like that literally is weird that that's the first place your eyes go. It's weird. It's weird to discuss someone else's child's diapers. It's just bizarre. Yeah, this. And I also, another thing that I hate is using that crime against Alex when you're feeling like you're quote unquote losing the fight. So you're upset with somebody, you're upset with something she says, you're upset with something someone else says. So you say something about her dad's victim and what happened to her. That should never, never be something that is discussed in such a flippant and disrespectful way for a young girl that maybe doesn't want all of this splashed all over the internet. You don't know her psyche. You don't know what she wants. So that's my story. And that I just wanted to clear up about Nella. Obviously, I will not ever say something like that again, but I would never go and try and find somebody. I would never, number one, I don't care. Number two, it's not that serious. And number three, what I said was a joke, and I said it in a joking tone. So if you want to take it and run with it and try to justify the actions of your reaction channel community and all of the obvious weirdos in that community, we're not allowing that. Yep. Leave her alone. And New Hampshire girl, stop finding this girl's social media and going and looking at it and reporting back about it. That is weird. That is really fucking weird. So, and whatever Nella has on the back burner from her staycation, whatever the fuck she's doing, I'm interested to see. So, we'll see what happens. And well, I'm happy that you guys came and chatted with me. It's been so much fun. I'm going to go eat my bagel and go get my kids from camp. And you know what? Her talking about shooting someone in a Planet Fitness and stating multiple times about Florida's stand your right, whatever, stand your ground. Girl, you need to stop. You need to chill out. It's weird. Like, I wouldn't be showing up at the gym, but what I don't want to happen is she sees someone looking at her the wrong way and she starts with something. So I just want, like, nobody on this side is coming for you anywhere at the gym. Nobody wants to mess with you or your son, especially your son, because we already feel terrible for him that you are his mother. That's all. That's it, and that's all. She sure would. And I don't know if she would care. She seems extremely unhinged in those. So, Oh, I'm happy for you for getting out of work early. Good job. And I don't live anywhere near her, so I don't know. Does she think I'm going to fly there? Are you crazy? If I'm going to fly somewhere, it's not going to be Florida, especially in this climate. No. No. So, anyway, have a good day, you guys. It's been fun.